What it do? What's up, everybody? Your girl G here, and welcome back. Really quick, you guys, I want to get into Real Housewives of New York. I missed the first episode. I definitely want to add it to the roster of things to review. So I don't want to miss a whole bunch of episodes. So I know this is kind of late. It came out a little bit ago, but I just want to go ahead and get it out there so you guys know that it's definitely gonna be on the roster to review. And this episode kind of had some things I definitely want to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into just a quick little recap of everything, and then after this we're gonna I'm gonna do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because Lord, that just was a hot shenanigan mess. So yeah, you guys, Real Housewives of New York. I definitely want to break down some of the characters too as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new to my channel, appreciate you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free 99. It won't touch can't even sit there and talk. Basically, it's free. Like I said, it won't touch your bank account, all right? Because we know everybody's bank account out here is low. We is on strike, people. It is hard out here. We is struggling. Okay, but at the end of the day, that subscribe button is free though. And everybody else who's part of the Juice Box crew, y'all already know what it is. Hit that like button, drop down in the comments, let me know that you stopped by. Y'all, we are almost at 3K, so tag, post, share, all that good stuff to help your girl reach 3K. So basically the girls are going to the Hamptons. Erin, people who live in New York, the Hamptons is like their thing. Like, yes, we're gonna go to the Hamptons. Like the Hamptons is the getaway spot for people in like New York, New Jersey. Like, if you know somebody who goes to the Hamptons, has a house in the Hamptons, they got a little bit of money, okay? Not just money, a little bit of money. And Erin, she got money to spare because they bought a place and renovated the dog out of it. Like, it looked nice. It went from like 5 bedrooms to 7. Like, it looked good. She did the damn thing. So yeah, everybody's getting ready for Hamptons, and then we see Sai, and because she's a content creator, y'all, she packed her whole doggone closet. Like, we get it, you're a content creator, but like, she's like, you gotta pack for every mood. And it's like, dang, Sai, okay, we get it, but like, let's be a little bit realistic here. You only go for 3 days. Really two nights, 3 days, 3 days, 2 nights. The third day, hell for you leaving. So like, was it really necessary? But Sai, she's trying to, go ahead, she really trying to give it into the life of basically like, how lavish she lives, and all the pictures she has to take and all that type of stuff. It's like, girl, just plan your outfits and pack the outfits. She's trying to do like outfits and options. Like, we all know when you pack for a trip, like, you give yourself a little bit of options, but you have pieces that can mix and match with a whole bunch of different things. You don't just pack 6 different outfits. You pack like 3 outfits that can like interchange with each other, So you got 3 outfits, you got 3, outfit options, but they all can interchange. So you really got like 6 with the 3. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And so yeah, Erin, Sai, Jessel, was it Uba? I think it's Uba, not Uda Uba. I think it's Uba. The model, and they're all going together, and Erin, she's already in the Hamptons, but Sai, Jessel, and Uba, they are all riding together, and Jenna, she ended up being there. Y'all, I like Jenna. I really want to dig into Jenna a lot more because I feel like she is I don't want this to come off a bad way, but like a tortured soul, in the way of you just see a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? You could just see there's a lot of conflicting things going on in Jenna. Like, she's dealing with a lot, and we'll see later on in the episode that, she talked about some of the things that she's had to deal with in life. But I just look at Jenna and I just see a woman like who just really is looking for like light. Like, that's all I see with Jenna. Like, I really like her. Jessel, she worked my nerves this episode. Along with everybody, she worked my nerves and everybody else's nerves. Cause girl, the end of the episode, like, you were doing too much, okay? So the girls are on their way and they're talking about everything, and they start getting into how basically Jessel, she ain't been getting it in, y'all. Jessel ain't been getting it in. You know, she's like, so they're like, how long has it been? And she's like, you know, since we had the boys. And they're like, wait, girl, your kids is going on 2 years old. So it's been 2 years since you got some zit. And she's like, yeah, you know, it's, you know, the C-section scar, you know, it just really has knocked my confidence, which is understandable. A lot of women deal with after having a baby. It's, you know, trying to get your confidence back. You done gain weight, your body done stretched out. You know, like it's a whole lot of that be going on with women. This is why you gotta pick the right man, because dudes is impregnating women at a high rate these days just to keep them in their back pocket. But yeah, Jessel, everybody's like, the girl's like, why are you not fucking your husband? What's going on? And she's like, well, we're just busy too, and you know, it just kind of like, you know, it just kind of happened. And see, for me, when a person says like, oh, maybe 6, 9, 10 months, like, it really is, especially when you have like a life going on, like the way her, like, you got kids, you got work. Like, I can understand how it's easy to look up and be like, damn, we had sex in a minute. Like, and then especially after having a baby, like, I honestly would give a girl like up to a year, because there's postpartum depression. Like, there's a lot of reasons that could stop a woman from wanting to have, you know, sex. And like, especially with like a man, you know, they have an adjustment period too, because like, they not getting the same woman, you know, all that type of stuff. So like, I get it, but the fact that they're going on 2 years, there's something a lot more going on, and they kind of touched a little bit on it in the episode later on. But Erin, she calls them, she's setting up like this whole caviar feast. She talking to the chef like, oh my god, like, who hasn't had caviar? Real rich woman stuff. Like, I definitely want to try the caviar. I've been wanting to try it. But you know, I gotta have caviar money, all right? These bills gotta get paid first before I'm sitting there trying to eat some caviar. But you know, she rich, she got it. So she's like, oh my god, yeah, you know, there's caviar. And she's thinking that, you know, she's about to hit it real good with the girls, because, you know, last time they was fighting over cheese, she was like, oh my god, like, all they had was ham and cheese, basically. She's like, I'm gonna give these girls, you know, a feast of caviar. And when she calls girls to let them know that, they're kind of like, okay, we're gonna stop to get something to eat on the way, essentially. And it's like, girl, I don't think she thought this through. I think in Erin's mind, she thought because it was, oh, caviar, this, you know, lavish thing, that's all it had to be. You know, she just shows girl like how lavish, you know, we can eat. But there's also practicality to lavishness that I think sometimes rich people forget. Like, girl, caviar ain't really gonna fill nobody up. Is kind of the whole point. Like, yeah, it's caviar, but like, hell, I'm gonna need something else. Them little caviar pearls ain't finna fill nothing. And that's what Ube said later in the episode too. But Erin, you know, kind of felt some type of way. She's like, I just wait for y'all to get here or whatever. So Jenna, she's there, and you know, she's talking to Erin and just, you know, filling her in on everything. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I missed in particular with Jenna? I feel like there was. I kind of feel like there was something that Jenna and Erin were talking about. Was it just Erin that she told? No, it wasn't just Erin. So the girls get there, and you know, they come in, and Sai's like, you know, can you help me with my bags? And they go out there to the car. They like, Sai, why you got so many like damn bags? Like, what is this? She's like, y'all know I gotta create content. It's, you know, it's a lifestyle, blah blah blah. And Erin's like, girl. Oh, I know what it was. Jenna basically was talking about how, you know, she usually doesn't do girl trips. You know, that's not her thing. You could tell she's more of like an introvert extrovert than an extrovert introvert. Like, she's more introvert, and so like her going to a house and doing this girls trip type stuff is definitely out of her comfort zone. And I understand that. You know, I definitely am an introvert at times. Like, I'm a Capricorn to the fullest. Like, I isolate like a mug. For sure. And it definitely can get that way. But yeah, Jenna, she, this is her first girls trip. So the girls get there, like I said, Jessel, Uba, and Sai, and they all up in there. And Bryn, she's coming later, or she wasn't coming. I think that's what they said because she had to do something. But we'll see. We saw in the next episode that she's actually coming. But yeah, no, so the girls get there and, they're unpacking and stuff, and they each got their room, and like, Uber's like, I usually stay in hotels. I don't usually stay at people's houses. There definitely is like, some comfortability. Like if you look at somebody's house and I know it's kind of like messy to say, or like, real, I don't want to say prudish, but like at the end of the day, like when you stay at somebody's house, you do want to feel comfortable of somewhat. In Erin's house, like everybody had their own, there was enough for everybody to have their own room. So like there's at least some comfortability there. But so the girls come down and Erin's like, yeah, girls, I have some caviar. And Uba like, girl, I need to go to pub. Like, we're going to get some provisions, She's sitting down on the couch like, girl, this body is 6 feet. Like, that caviar ain't finna cut it. Erin's feeling like girls are getting ready to go out to eat at 7. Like, it's 4 o'clock, And it's like, girl, if you don't want to inhale nothing but air and crackers all day so you can stay skinny, so be it. But, girl, I want to eat. On Atlanta, them hoes don't play about having food. When we going somewhere, bitch, it better be food somewhere. Candy, bitch, where the food at? Like, Erin, you got to understand. If you're going to be on this show, you got to understand, like, where the food at? Like, okay, we're going to eat. All right, we ain't trying to starve. So, Uba leaves. The girls sit down and, start talking about stuff. And Sai Missy asks him out, like, girl, Jessel, why were you like an hour late? You were trying to get some. And she was like, oh, never mind. And so that was kind of like her way of bringing it to Erin and Jenna what they were talking about in the car. And they, Jessel reveals like she hasn't had sex. And so Erin's like, girl, hop on your dude dick and like get to go and like get to riding it like a cowgirl. And Jessel just feels like, it's just so much. Like, I don't know. And they're like, girl, do you at least have a vibrator? This girl don't got a vibrator. She's uncomfortable with her sexuality. And most people of certain, faith, religions, and just ethnic backgrounds, can be sometimes stunted in their sexuality. You could tell Jessel's kind of stunted in, feeling her sexuality. Obviously, after the baby, things like that. And girl, I kind of feel like Jessel is kind of low-key okay with not having sex with her man because, I think she sees it as a duty and a chore. And a lot of women, we get that thing of hearing as women like, well, one woman will do, another one will. And I kind of feel like knowing that, and that still hasn't necessarily like subconsciously pushed Jessel to have sex with her man. I kind of low-key, if a thought popped in her head, she like kind of low-key wants to live in oblivion. She wants to live in the bliss of, like, at least shit I ain't gotta do is he getting it from somewhere. Like, I ain't gotta do it. And sometimes women live like that. Like, bitch, at least she taking something off my plate. Like, for real, women do live like that. But Jessel kind of talked about with her dude. Like, they were friends at first. They were just looking for somewhere to live. And they like decided to move in together, and kind of find out he secretly was feeling her. And I think that also is another thing too. Like, originally she wasn't like feeling this dude. Like, the attraction grew later, and so she might have felt out of attraction again and just kind of see him just like, okay, now you're my baby's father. Like, there is a potential that she might have fallen out of attraction with him because like that happens. You all are gonna have to rebuild it back up. Like, it's going to be work. And so that brings up as a good segue for Jen to be like, well, I got lingerie for everybody. And so she passes out the lingerie, and Jessel sees her and is kind of like, well, why does mine look like this compared to everybody? I thought it was cute. Maybe the wrong color. Maybe if it was like a dark maroon, like wine color, I think that would have maybe been, more sexy, but maybe would have had more of a sultry feel. But Jessel, what you was supposed to say is, thank you, Jenna. Like, when somebody gives you a gift, if you don't necessarily like it, you just be polite about it. But Jessel was just kind of like, look at Erin's was super cute with the shorts, like really, really cute. She just was not feeling it, which made her act the way she acted at the end of the episode. So Uba gets the provisions. Jenna talks about, not being close with her mom. Her mom passed away. Erin's like, well, were you close with her? She was like, no, like not at all. She had Asperger's, which kind of made her treat Jenna a certain way, her family a certain way, and so like she never was able to have that close relationship with her mom, which is why she's super receptive to Jessel's mom, because you know she's getting that motherly love that she never got from her own mother. And I know that's a wound for Jenna, and you can tell like she just is, you know, having an inner battle that I really want her like to see her work on. It would really be interesting to see her work on that. Like if we're gonna be on these reality shows, like let's talk about the reality. You know, because Jenna is not the only one struggling. Like we're gonna really get into like the reality if we're gonna be on a reality show. Like that's just how I feel. But Uber gets to Publix, that whole closed. She was so upset, like so upset. But and then Sai, her little messy, shady ass, she was like, caviar, Pringles, girl, don't tell me you a high-low type of chick. Yes, girl, sometimes you high-low. I will high-low something all damn day. Girl, just everything ain't got to be expensive. I think Sai thinks because she's on this reality TV show, she has to give this persona of like, rich bitch, you know, like, I got, like, yeah, girl, we know you got it, but let it speak for, like, let the, you know, ambiance of luxury speak for you, for itself. Like, you ain't got to be the one to, like, constantly remind us and voice how, like, you got it like that, or constantly point out to somebody else how they're not, like, living in elegance. Like, girl, we get it. So she's like, Pringles and caviar, like, girl, ugh. So the girls get ready. They go out to this restaurant that Erin, you know, picked for everybody. It's one of her favorite restaurants, in, you know, the Hamptons or whatever. So they get there, and Uba, she's always got a seat north. So she gets out her damn compass, sits down, and, you know, they start ordering stuff. And, like, two of the girls don't drink. I think it's, Uba doesn't drink, and then Jenna doesn't drink. As I'm a drinker, okay? Like, we gonna go out, girl. Let's have fun. So I'm gonna get this drink, all right? Y'all can be sober, but I'm gonna get this drinkity drink, okay? Life is hard. Sometimes you need to drink to get through it, all right? A drink and maybe a J. A drink and a J. So, you know, they start talking about things, and they get into Jenna, you know, liking women, and they're like, you know, Jenna, how long did you know? She was like, well, honestly, because Jenna actually has a kid, I think. Jenna also talked about having these scars, which is why she doesn't really wear lingerie. The only part of her body that is clear of scars that she has from some type of like ailment that left her with scars. I forgot what she said. But basically the only part that doesn't have scars is like her chest and her titties, which is why she always got that whole showing. But nonetheless, she was like, yeah, you know, one day I was just talking to this woman, and I kind of like wait, I like this girl. You know, she got the fanny flutters. Her coochie was jumping, and it wasn't jumping for dick this time. It actually was, you know, jumping for the la cucaracha. And she went with it, and, you know, she was just like, wait a minute. At 40, I'm realizing, like, bitch, do I like women? Like, wait a minute. Do I like women or just like this woman? And she was like, you know, it was me. Like, they were like, oh, did you like come out? And she was like, well, I kind of was outed, really. Like, she was out with the girl. She gets a call from like a publicist, and they're like, we're gonna run this story of like this and this. Can you confirm or deny? And she basically was like, she just decided to say like confirm. She was like, it just flew out. And I think it was just one of those things like, I'm 40. I ain't trying to live a life for y'all. Like, I need to live a life for me at this point. Like, I ain't trying to, you can't please everybody. So the thing is, live your life, because if you're constantly living your life trying to please everybody, you're never going to be happy. The only person you should please is yourself. So I really hate that for Jenna. Like, she like got pushed, but you know, now she's living her life. But the only thing is, she's living private. And Sai's feeling some type of way, like, girl, y'all know my husband, why can't I know your spouse? And you know, if you are gonna be on a TV show, you gotta understand, like, especially a housewife show, like, it would be thought that your spouse would be included, but there are some people who don't want to be on TV, especially with them, you know, in the public eye getting outed and stuff like that. it's understandable, but maybe later on down the line, hopefully maybe Jenna will include her. I think they're just testing out. Like, of course, this is only season 1, so it's a test for, I think they're just trying to see how, like, she's received and everything before they just, like, start throwing her spouse in there. I think is kind of what they're doing. Let's walk before we run. So Jessel, she started talking about, how she struggled with having a baby, and then because they're trying to get into this, like, girl, why you not, humping the dick. And so she was like, because we were struggling to have a baby, it was just like we're having sex all the time. And, now that we had this baby, it's like, woo, we got the job done. She was kind of quiet about it. She didn't want to bring it up to her mother. And, in a lot of cultures, if the woman don't have a baby, they just kind of look at you like spoiled milk. Like, girl, you can't have no baby. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's so sad. Like, women deal with that pressure of, like, people looking at her like she's defective. And she didn't want to be like that in her family, like, in that culture. Like, she didn't want to deal with the eyes of people looking at her like, girl, I hate to see you struggling having a baby. Like, you kind of pointless at this point. Like, your husband can't have his legacy move on, Yeah, so when they work it out with Jessel, she kind of realizes, like, oh, maybe that's what it is. Like, maybe we're just burnt out from, like, the sex of it all. Like, y'all are going to have to, learn to love it again. Like, y'all need to go to couples counseling. Like, truly, honestly, go to couples counseling, Jessel, and then get individual counseling as well. Because the way you acted in the episode, bitch, you need it. So what else happened? Uber and them get up. She tried to steal the coconut milk. Erin's like, girl, give it back. She was like, you know what this stuff is? Girl, she walking all up in the damn kitchen. I think Uber, she just feels herself, and I think her being on TV too, she was looking for a moment. But I like Uber a little bit, but she definitely can be merch. But it's obvious she's much. They sit back down at the table, and Erin was so embarrassed because it's like, bitch, I'm a regular here. You can't be doing that bullshit. I feel like there was something else that they talked about at the table. Was there? Did they talk about anything else at the table? They talked about Jenna. They talked about Jessel. I feel like that might have been it. Jenna, Jessel, Uba, Erin. Yeah, that might have been it. So yeah, the girls leave the dinner. They go back to the house, and now it's time to put on the lingerie. Everybody wants to look cute. They're back at home and everything. So Sai and Erin, they put their stuff on, and they feeling cute and everything. They're downstairs. Jessel come downstairs, and it's just going off. Oh my God, I hate it. This color is so ugly. I just can't wear this. This is just hideous. And it's like, okay, girl, like, we get it, but she is going off. It's so baggy. I can't believe it's a large. Like, I think the fact that it was a large, she didn't want to be like the bigger of the group, like the large, girl, that hurt her feelings when she heard it was a large. And so Erin inside can see all Jenna's face, like, it's kind of like, well, damn, bitch, like, I did give you a gift, like, girl, like, for real. And Jessel's not reading the room. It's like, girl, okay. But I think she was more insecure, that she was so focused on her insecurity, not feeling herself, that she was completely oblivious to what she was, doing to Jenna. Like, she just did not feel good about herself and was looking for, an outlet to just get her frustrations out. But it's like, you still have to be considerate of other people's feelings. Like, I understand, Jessel, you're feeling very insecure, and especially, I'm sure, like, being on camera, like, she didn't want to appear bad. So it was just like she was having a moment, and it's just like, girl. And Sai was like, Sai or Erin, one of them was like, you could tell Jenna's uncomfortable, like, she not speaking up for herself, because Jenna clearly is a non-confrontational person. You can see that she doesn't want to, get into it with people. But Jessel, she definitely needed to be stopped. Girl, you needed to be stopped, because the way you was walking back and forth up the stairs, like, oh my God, this is just so hideous. Like, the color is terrible. It's baggy on me, and it's like, you know, something could be, you know, ick, but if you wear it the right way, bitch, you out here, you know, you can make a knot look like yes. Like, it really sometimes is about what you wear, about how you wear it. But she wasn't feeling confident in herself, so that's why she was just going around, you know, slagging off the slagging. I be watching too many British shows. She basically was just going off about the outfit, just being completely inconsiderate of, you know, Jenna's feelings. And so that's where the episode ended. I don't think I missed anything else. Uba, she had this like kind of like almost like silk satin. It was like a night like a night slip, but the color made it really cute. Like, it actually, she did like it at first, but it actually grew on Uba. So I'm sure for Jessel, like being next to the models and the skinny girls, the skinnier girls, and like not only is it like it's baggy on her, like she just was uncomfortable and she was taking it out on this thing, but like in the process of doing that, you also were hurting Jenna's feelings and being completely oblivious to that. And that's where Jessel messed up. They're gonna call her out on the next episode, but from what we saw, she's not gonna be very receptive, or at least try to acknowledge that that's possibly what she did. So we'll see how it goes. It does look like Britain's gonna come. So you guys, Real Housewives of New York so far, you know, I'm into it. Y'all tell me what you think. How do you feel about each of the ladies? Who's your favorite? Who you kind of like with? And you know, we'll see how it goes, how the season goes. But yeah, you guys, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Now we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.